Hello, Marauder EX, doing Let's Play Panzer Dragoon Saga for the Sega Saturn. Continuing on, we are at a very large lagoon area, still in the canyon, with interactive fish. Fish don't do anything, you can just shoot them with a laser, they flop up out of the water, flop for a second, and fall back in. I did spend like 20 minutes the first time I played this game trying to figure out what they're for. It's nothing. Nothing at all. Don't worry about it. Alright, more baldor. You'd think I'd learn at this point not to stay in the green area, but I like moving. It's part of what made this game awesome is the fact that you could move. It seemed to add like this whole dogfight aspect to the game, because I mean that's really what it is. It's a aerial dogfight RPG. All right, we learned chain laser. That's the hell. It's on the world map for all of 2 seconds before I get into another fight with baldors. Great. Alright, I'll go ahead and show you guys chain laser then. Most of your berserks take 2 gauges to use rather than 1. There are a couple that I think you can use with just 1 gauge. And they are all based off of a class, either attack, agility, defense, spirit, or balanced. If you're balanced, you can use pretty much any of the berserks that you learn as you go through. The only difference is once you get to the point where your dragon can alter its shape, where you can get into the dragon manipulation. When you power up all 3 gauges, depending on what class you are, you get a special ability when all 3 gauges are filled based off of what class you are that you can use while in that class. And I'll go more in depth in that when we get into that section of, I guess, combat is where it would fall under. So, chain laser is ridiculously powerful. However, you really don't want to use it a lot, because early on, your berserks will eat up a ton of your MP. So, just, you know, be careful using it. Probably want to save them for things like heals, because healing is free. Rather than, you know, spending a ton on items early on in the game to heal, just use the MP that you've got. It's not like you don't have the ability to do attacks. Urchins. Urchins show the ever-expanding mechanic of weak points. They are weak on the front, but that's also where their damage cone is, because they've got to be facing you to shoot spines at you. So, as long as you're not directly facing one of them, you're safe. Well, relatively. As you progress, you'll find out that there are things like anti-laser. You can't shoot the dragon laser or your laser, and it'll bring up a new icon and tell you anti-laser or whatnot, and it further extrapolates what you can do in combat and where you can do it. For being a, you know, based off of a typical RPG, given the, you know, the weight meter type, this system actually is really innovative, and it adds so much more depth to the game, considering you only have two characters throughout the entire game. You've got yourself and the dragon. And really the only thing you can change is the gun that you're equipped. And the dragon is all other aspects of the party. Your lasers level up, your class, you can change it by actually physically changing the dragon. I mean, it's amazing how much depth they've put into it, just going through and replacing, you know, characters that you get along the way that you become attached to just one person. Kind of rambling now. Please forgive me for that. I'm sitting here, you know, watching the screen, trying to make sure I'm not screwing up too badly. Thoughts and opinions on cutting out a lot of the random encounters that I'm going to get. I know some people, when they do their Let's Plays, they cut out a lot of random encounters, or they just go through and do a lot of power leveling that's not recorded, just so that, you know, that the random encounters that they do happen to record during their playthroughs aren't any sort of an issue. Let me know how you feel about it. Just leave a comment or something in the comments box. Because I'm probably just going to play through, and I'm not going to do any sort of power leveling or anything like that. But I'm also not really planning on cutting out too many of the random battles, because I'm just doing a straight playthrough. So why not show you what it is that I'm doing? I'm kind of, you know, limited to how often I can start and stop the videos, because I don't have as much control over this game as, you know, one would like. So just, you know, keep me informed as to what you as the audience likes, and I will try to accommodate as much as I can. Speaking of, I will probably cut the video here in just a moment, because I don't like to encroach too much past 8 minutes, and I know I'm coming close to that mark now. That way it gives me a buffer in case I have to pull toward that 10-minute interval. And it starts off with Baldor Queen, so you guys will see in the next part another quasi-boss fight.